Hey, hey, hey! As promised, Facebook Live with Les, Southern Gospel Music, Memorabilia, Memories, and Ministry, live from the Williamson's bus.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Donnie Williamson.
Hello. So, am I memorabilia today? Is that...
Yes. Something old that I want to show off. Oh, that's funny. Well, no, I've got some memorabilia that you actually gave to me.
Yeah.
We'll do this in a second, but we're on the bus. We've been listening to songs. We're working on a new Williamson's record for Family Music Group. I'll be producing it. All the Williamsons are going to be knocking it out of the park like they always do. So we just listened to what, 3,000 or 4,000 songs?
Oh, at least 2,500.
A lot of songs is what I'm saying. So, but we heard some pretty good songs.
Everything's good. That's what makes it so hard, because everything we get is good.
Yep.
And we've got to try to pick 10 songs out of 200 sent to us. You know, it's a tough choice.
Pretty tough, but we're doing it, and we're still looking. So you know, songwriters, if you're watching this or will watch it on a replay, if you've got anything that you want to consider for the Williamsons, send it to Les, L-E-S, at butlermusicgroup.com, and I'll get it to them. We'll all listen and talk through it, and you never know, you may be on the next Williamsons record. And this last one that we've had 2 number 1 songs.
No, 1 number 1,
and the other one
top 10s and some
top 5s.
What was top 5? Yeah, we had a top 5.
Yeah, let's see. The number 1. Every moment, every mountain, every mile. Okay.
Jesus, what a wonderful name. Went to number 4.
Number 4. Okay.
And then we had a couple of top 20s.
Yeah.
And so every song we released did well.
Yeah. So you might be on the next one. You never know. So if you're a writer, we're working on it now. We hope to track in the next month or 2. So don't let grass grow under your feet. Get it to me.
And I might say what we're looking for. And one reason it's taking so long is because I'm looking at the very narrow focus this time. I want songs that has a very strong gospel message content. So songs about the blood, songs about the cross, songs about heaven is what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
And,
good.
So we're looking for very, very strong gospel songs.
Well, time is short. Jesus is coming. And we got very little time to get the gospel out, and so every time we stand up to preach, we need to tell the gospel story. Every time we stand up to sing, we better have the gospel.
That's right.
Because that's the power of salvation. It's found in the gospel, and He's coming. So good gospel songs, good gospel messages, meat and potatoes, as we like to say. Okay, so you sent me some vinyl the other day.
Yeah.
Now, for you boys and girls that don't know what we're talking about when we say vinyl records, 33 1/3 RPM. That's revolutions per minute. What it is, it's a great big old CD. It's a CD about this size right there. And he sent me 3. One is with a group called the Seekers. The other other 2 are the Williamson family, which the Seekers was before the Williamsons. Is that correct?
No.
That was after.
The Williamson family was first.
Okay, so let's do the Williamson family first. So here I'll show which one of these 2 is the oldest one.
The blue one.
That one,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so there's the Williamsons. Here, let me get up here a little bit closer. Right there is the Williamsons record. Is this the first one that you all did?
That's the first one. Made it in about 1971, I believe. So
1971.
So we're calling this next year our 50th year in ministry. So
we got to talk about that, Donnie Williamson.
Where we're going back to.
We got to talk about that.
We were singing before that, but that was our first record, 1971. That's me at the piano. I think I was 14 years old.
And I want to I want you to pay close attention. Here, I want to get it close to his bangs.
Yeah.
To his bangs right there, Donnie at the piano, and those are some bangs there, brother. You and I can't do much bang business right now.
I have no bangs anymore.
So this is taken down. Okay, so who all is this with you?
Well, that is my mother and my father, Woody and Pinky Williamson, and my younger sister, Tenny.
Okay. So this is sure enough straight up Williamson family.
Original Williamson family right there.
Okay. So when we celebrate the 50th anniversary, this is what started it.
Yeah, that was it.
She looks like your youngest daughter.
A lot like our youngest daughter, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. It just is. What about that? Okay. All right, now, so this is one. So this was recorded about when? About 50 years ago, 71.
Well, that came before this too.
Or no, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. This was one recorded
1971.
71. So that's the 50 years.
And
okay.
then this one came in about probably 77, I would guess, long in there, 78.
Okay.
And this is again the Williamson family, but my sister was married and she was no longer singing with us, and we had a young man named Tommy Stewart that traveled with us and sang, and we cut this album with him.
And I see here on the back it says the Williamson Family Evangelistic Association.
Yep.
So talk about that.
Well, my dad came up with an idea of having singing revivals, and back in those days you could have more than a 3-day revival, and we would schedule them for 10 nights, and the way Dad described them is we'd have a whole lot of singing and a little bit of preaching.
Okay.
And then, of course, he'd preach as long as he wanted to. That didn't mean anything, but that was the way it was promoted. Now, I might tell you something else interesting about this record. This was before the days of a lot of graphic design work.
Yeah.
Now, this old house was just south of Wetumpka, where I live now, near a little place called Horntown, Oklahoma. And this is not a graphic design on the front where it says the Williamson family. I actually went out there and found some old board that's fallen off that house, and I painted that on there. And hung it up with baling wire from the porch. So that was our graphic design.
We have come a long way
Oh,
in
yeah.
graphic design right there. Look at that. That's funny. Okay, let's see some of the songs. So you wrote one of them here. You wrote two of them here. Right?
Yeah, both of those songs were I wrote with a man named Buck Compelleby. He was an old convention songwriter, and he wanted something that was a little outside the convention box, and so he wrote the lyrics, but he gave it to me and had me put music to his words, and it turned out pretty good. He was a great lyricist, and he was a much better lyricist than I was a music person. But
I want to show everybody too. Take a look at the attire that Brother Donnie's got on. Now, for you young folks, we used to call that a leisure suit.
Mm-hmm.
A leisure suit. So it was, it was a suit, but it was a scaled down version, more for leisure than for really dressing up kind of a deal.
Right, and that was actually a baby blue leisure suit. You can't tell in the black and white photo, but my sister-in-law made that for me for my high school graduation.
Baby blue leisure suit. Donnie Williamson. I'd give you money right now if you could find it. I want to see it.
But a baby blue one and a beige colored one, and she did a great job on it.
Okay, so there you go. So there's another Williamson family record. So so now after the Williamson family, we now go to the Seekers. So tell us about the Seekers.
The Seekers started in the early 1980s, and my good friend Rick Clymer and his wife Rita, and then we had a couple of young brothers, Randy and Kenny Brigman, and they're both in ministry now. Randy pastors a church in Memphis, and Kenny's down around Houston. But they were, I think, 13 and maybe 15. Randy played drums and Kenny played the bass. We actually, I played the piano, and that was our music at the time.
And you wrote a couple on this one right here. Lord, I want to thank you for standing by me. And
Yep.
what did he see in me? No, that was it.
Yeah,
Because he loved me.
Because he loved me.
Yeah.
And let's see, is this the one? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because he loved me, and Lord, I want to thank you for standing by me.
Yeah.
And Rick wrote What Did He See in Me, which Jimmy Swaggart staged that song for a while.
Okay.
Good song.
And you've got, you probably won't be able to see it. I'll try to. Back in the days on albums, sometimes in the back of the album, they would do just a really light black and white picture that you could barely see, so you could read the words that they would put on top of it. And so anyway, you might be able to see them a little bit. Brother Donnie's got a tuxedo on with the ruffly shirt and a bow tie.
Yeah.
Looking sharp for 1980.
Well, and I'll tell you another interesting story about this, because of course we rented the formal clothing, including for the girls, and the one in the middle, they didn't have one in her size.
Okay.
And so probably the reason the guys are smiling so big on the back is because her dress is not buttoned on the back.
I don't know if I'd have said that, Brother Donnie. Okay, that is hilarious. I'm here to tell you right now.
And I might say that Rick, he was my longtime best friend. He went home to be with the Lord about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Died at a young age. He was late 50s, baby.
Okay.
But
Billy Dale Sexton on the still. Is that the
Yeah.
Billy Dale Sexton that was with the Dixie Echoes?
yeah, that's Billy Dale.
Well, what about that?
He lives in Fort Smith. He's been down to our studio and played a few times.
Okay. Well, there you are. Here's some old vinyl with the Williamsons and the Seekers. So I guess Mom and Dad had retired at that point, and so you started or was a part of the Seekers after the Williamson family.
Right.
But then the Williamson family, and then you were the Homesteaders, and then back to the Williamsons again.
Yeah, I started when I started back in about '98. I started the group, and we called them the Homesteaders Quartet because we wasn't all family, and I didn't think we'd be singing past our backyard. And Oklahoma being the homesteader state, thought we'd connect with that. But we later had of course, it took off, and I mean, it became real busy right off the bat. But when we had a project with Crossroads, there was marketing problems with the name the Homesteaders. There were some other groups with the same or similar name, and so not in gospel music but other genres. So we I don't know, we talked about a name for quite a while and couldn't come up with anything, so we just went back to the family name.
Okay.
And the family ministry has never totally stopped. You know?
Yeah.
We had a little name change for a while, but the family ministry has always had something going on since the late 60s.
And the 2020 Williamsons really is all family, and Darren, he's been with you so long, he's family.
Yeah, Darren's been with us over 15 years now. And,
Yeah,
and,
their bass singer, who
yeah.
is an incredible bass singer.
Oh, one of the best.
Honestly, one of the very best in gospel music, period.
Yep.
I had that conversation with somebody recently that said, and that boy with the Williamsons is the best bass singer going today. And I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to argue
Yeah.
that.
He's sure in that category.
So it's all Williamson family today. We got mom, dad, and 2 daughters, and then Lisa's brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it is all family, man. It really is. And then Darren, who's been with them so long, he's just plain family. So mixed quartet, and for my 2 cents, best mixed quartet in the business. Now there's a bunch of mixed groups and mixed family groups, but I'm talking about quartets with 4 singers, including a bass singer, and right here, they're the best. And we're working on what will be another great record, and we want the Lord to give us exactly the songs that He wants us to do. And I'm going to produce my brains out. They're going to sing their brains out,
Yeah.
and we're going to give you some music that I think will be a blessing for years to come. Well, Donnie, are you going home today?
Well, I'll head home tonight. We're singing in Paris, Tennessee tonight.
Okay.
And then we'll head home from there. Be home sometime tomorrow.
How far is Paris from here?
130 miles. Just looked at it a minute ago.
So that's going west. So if you live west of Nashville, and kind of close to Paris, Tennessee, listen here now. You're not going to get a better singing group in the world to come in here. I highly recommend going to Paris, Tennessee tonight. And where is it going to be?
At the Church of God of Prophecy.
In Paris.
In Paris, Tennessee, yeah.
All right, so go check them out. And so anyway, I just wanted to bring Donnie to you for this Facebook Live today. Normally I'm doing it at night, but we're doing it during the day today. And we got songs on the charts now with them. Like I said, all these top charting songs. And that's all wonderful and all well and good, and we appreciate it. We thank the Lord for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you just heard Donnie say, we're looking for meat and potatoes for this next record. We're looking for the book, the blood, the blessed hope, the cross, and grace and mercy. And if you know of any writers, just tell them to send them to me, les@butlermusicgroup.com. And Donnie, you know, today, this is Facebook Live with Les, Southern Gospel Music. Memorabilia, which we've done, memories, which you've just talked about, and then ministry. Just take a minute or two and look into the camera and talk to somebody maybe today that's just, man, they're just sick and tired of everything they're seeing in the newspaper, reading in the news. They turn the TV on, buildings are on fire, people are getting shot. We're in a mess. But Jesus specializes in fixing messes. Talk to him
Well,
about
that's
that
for sure. You know, and a lot of the songs that we have received have been on that subject, because I think you can all agree that 2020 has been a pretty pitiful year for all of us. and we've seen things the likes of which we've never seen before. We're getting a lot of songs talking about how you might feel hopeless and helpless, but that Jesus has never left us, never forsaken us. And you know what, I really think, Les, and I've been talking about this last couple of days, but I heard a local pastor at home. He preached a while back that 1/3 of the church has fallen out during this COVID virus.
Sure.
That, you know, when the churches closed and they were doing Facebook Live, people were watching, they were participating, but now so many had fallen out of that, and 1/3 of the church has begun to fall away.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help but wonder if this is a cleansing and a purging going on right now. And when the church starts back, we're going to come back with the strongest, most faithful folks that really want to see a move of God in their communities.
Amen.
And I'm praying that we're all part of that revival that I believe is going to come around because of this. And let's pray for those who have fallen out and pray that they come back.
Yeah, that's good. Amen. And every day when I pray that whenever the churches get back, that they do get back bigger, better, stronger than ever, more on fire, more of a zeal to work for the Lord, and a greater zeal to tell people about Jesus, one-on-one. And I agree. I'm in agreement with you, brother. God bless you, Donnie. I say amen to that. Well, before we go off, let me go over here. I'm going to go get the camera. I'm going to bring it closer to us. Okay. And some folks are on. I'm going to see who they are. Matter of fact, if you've got any questions for Donnie and for the Williamsons, we'll just answer those questions. Let's see who we've got. Myron Cook of the Inspirations. Doom, 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 doom. How about it, Myron? It's been a long time since I've seen you, buddy. There's Nicholas Wilkie. He loves bass singing. I bet you like Darren A. Bear of the Williamsons, Nicholas.
Nicholas is an A. Bear fan.
Oh, he's got to be because he's a bass singing fan. Let's see who else we got here. I don't know what this means. Let me see. There's Jamie. I go to church with Jamie.
Yeah.
There's Shane. Hey, Shane. There's Jackie. So we got Chris. We got Glenn Miller. Love your band, Glenn Miller. Da, 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 da. Nancy Allen Van. Good to see you. Nancy Clark. Aubrey Stevens. Hey, Aubrey. Good to see you, man. Bernadette says, Donnie Williamson, I just sent you a song hot off the press about an hour ago.
All right, hadn't even seen it yet, but we've been listening to a lot of your songs this morning. And
we just did just a while ago?
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, okay. All right, Bernadette, thank you for that. There's Sandy Miller, and then we got Bobby Ewing. Is that the Bobby that shot JR, you reckon?
Well, I don't know, but my mother's maiden name was Ewing, so we might be kinfolk here.
Okay, all right. All right, well, that seems to be it for now, but they always, share and all that stuff. Hey, there's Joe Belcher of Fields of Grace. I was with Joe yesterday in Candler, North Carolina, hometown of the Primitive Quartet. And they've got a brand new record out, and we're talking about doing some things with them. Myron Cook, man, tell your dad that Donnie and Les said hello. Martin Cook, he was simply one of the very, very best managers in the history of gospel music. I mean, when you keep...
Maybe the best.
Yeah, maybe the best. When you keep a quartet on the road for 50 plus years full time, and honestly with very, very, very few vocal changes, that is impressive.
Very much.
And Myron, you tell your dad that I miss seeing him and that we love him.
I've got something for my return. The last time I visited with your dad was the National Quartet Convention, and an old friend of mine, Sanford J. Massingale, he wrote some great songs like I Don't Want to Get Adjusted to This World.
Oh, yeah.
And he lived with my family for a while and ended up in a nursing facility at my hometown before he passed away. But he sent a whole suitcase full of songs to Martin Cook.
Okay.
And I talked to Martin about going through some of those, and he said, I think maybe God sent you my way because I've been needing to go through that stuff, and but then it was shortly after that he retired. So I guess I just need to go to Bryson City and start digging through the Sanford suitcase.
Yeah. Hey, there's one of the best promoters in Southern gospel music, and honestly, I think you could argue he's the best promoter in Southern gospel music. Paul Belcher's on, and he says Williamson's does any song good. They do them all great. I agree with that, Paul. You said good. I'm just going to take it up a notch and say they do them all great because they do. But if you ever get an opportunity to go to any one of Paul Belcher's promotions He brings the best of the best. He knows how to run it. He knows how to promote them. He knows where to put them. He's got the right venues. He markets. He works. He is a promoter that works.
And let me tell you something else about Paul. Now, it doesn't matter who's on the ticket. You just go because Paul Belcher is only going to have a quality program.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you've heard of him before.
Yep.
You just go, and it's going to be good.
Yep. Amen to that. Karen Gillespie says, "Hey, Donnie."
Yeah. We were listening to Karen's song this morning, too.
Paul said, "I meant great." I know you did, so I just went ahead and helped you with it. David Elliott says, "I have friends in Paris, Tennessee. I'll let them know you're there. Church of God venue. It's Church of God of Prophecy."
Yeah, or you can go to our website, williamsonsmusic.com, and you can find the address there.
And Karen says, "Hello, Mr. Butler." Now, Karen, listen, Mr. Butler was my dad. He's gone home to be with the Lord. You can call me Les, okay? And Kimberly Fleener, "Hey, Kimberly, good to see you. I pray for you and your family every day, just so you know that." They're good folks, man. The Crossman Quartet, do you remember them?
Yeah,
man,
sure do.
They were so
You
good.
bet.
Anybody else got anything to say to myself or to Brother Donnie before we call it a Facebook Live here, live from Smyrna, Tennessee, live from the Williamson's bus here? I'm going to spin it around and you can see part of the bus right there. Right there, you got the most important thing in the bus, and I'm right in the middle of the picture. It's the coffee maker.
Coffee maker, refrigerator, microwave.
Coffee maker's number one, though, I think. Okay, there's David Elliott says, "Got it. Thank you." Okay, so he's going to try to get some folks to Paris, Tennessee. Ha, gotcha. Yes, Les. Mr. Butler's my dad. All right. Okay, if you all want to take a look at the DJ tour that I've been doing over the last week or so, I've got several pictures put up. I've got some videos inside the radio stations where we were on the air, and then I've had some the last 2 days that I haven't been able to put on yet. Sometime this afternoon, I'll put them on, and go check those out. Well, speaking of bass singers, there he is, Donnie.
There he is.
Darren A. Baird. "Y'all look good," he says. You know that's right, Darren.
Yeah, Darren's not with us this weekend. Had some family obligations. We brought another young man with us named Andrew Nix. When Darren can't be with us, he's always our first go-to if we need to fill in. So he's a great bass singer, too. All
right. Well, good to see you, Darren. We've been talking a lot about you this morning, and it was all good, man. It was all good, I promise you. Hey, everybody, hit the share button and let everybody listen to what we've been talking about. We've had fun here today with